interview with our neighbor, Miss Simone, who is one of the founders of a big festival called Curlfest. You might have heard of it. You are a multi-dimensional woman that we admire. Can you tell us about your job at Con Edison and how you got interested in technology?
Sure. Thank you for that. So I've always been interested in technology from high school days. I think I got first introduced to programming in a random coding class in high school, and that transferred to college. I went to school for computer science in Temple in Philadelphia, and I've kind of been in love with it ever since. I think that people have different types of brains, and I kind of have a little creative side and a little technical side, and I've always been good at math and sciences, so it was just a good fit for me.
What is your role in the Curly Girl Collective Curlfest, and how did Curlfest come about? What are some of your responsibilities as the director of operations?
Okay, so I am a co-founder and director of operations for Curly Girl Collective. It came about, I'll do a quick little story here, 10 years ago, about 11 years ago now maybe, and we used to have a group, a Google group, what we call a Google group online. There weren't many, we didn't have WhatsApp, we had email, and we would talk to friends from different states and different neighborhoods about random things about natural hair. There weren't that many YouTube channels or meetups at the time, so we kind of created our own little chat that grew from 10 people to maybe 60, 100 people from London to Brooklyn to other states in the United States. And one day we decided in one of the co-founders, Tracy's house, who lived in Brooklyn, let's have an actual meetup. So we had a meetup in her apartment. It was great. We had product swaps and all sorts of cool things, and we decided the few that were left at the end of the night, let's try to have this and bring this to the public. And we had our very first event in 2011 called Collective Expressions in a loft apartment in Manhattan. About 200 friends and family came, and it was great. Fast forward, we used to have smaller events throughout the years, but it would sell out pretty quickly. And then we decided, let's have a larger event where more people can come. And we created Curlfest, and the rest is history. And we created Curlfest in 2014, and the rest is history.
How does it make you feel to be a Black woman, co-founder of the largest natural hair care and beauty festival in America?
Well, it feels great. It feels a little surreal sometimes. I think that every day we're grateful and we feel blessed to be able to be in this position. And none of us came from with a background of creating events, but we knew there was a need, and we created something to fill that void. So to be a Black woman, to be in a group with 5 Black women who do this and create these experiences for Black women is something very special, and we hold true to that, and that's what we feel like is our creative and our what sets us apart from other events.
What does it take to be an entrepreneur?
Well, it takes a lot of hard work. It takes being dedicated to your craft. It takes having a clear and concise vision of what you want. I think that's very, very important. And that vision may change as you grow, but you just have to be clear about it and make sure that everything that you do supports that vision. And I think everybody can be an entrepreneur. We didn't set out to be an entrepreneur, but now what started out as a hobby is now a business, and here we are, entrepreneurs creating festivals with big brands like Target and Shea Moisture and all of the beauty brands in America. So that's what I say.
What is your favorite part about being a part of the Curly Girl Collective?
I think my favorite part would be, and a lot of people ask this question, I think our favorite part is actually having a moment in the chaos of Curlfest, to actually sit back and look out in the crowd and see all of these beautiful brown people, from babies to 90 years old, who are there enjoying themselves and feeling their beauty represented in the space that we created for them. I think there's always that one moment when everything calms down a bit and you actually get to see where your work panned out.
What does it take to put on such a production like Curlfest?
To put on a production like Curlfest, it's a year-long production. It takes a lot of hard work. There's a number of things, from a lot of research. We have to do we do everything that we bring to the actual event. We have to hire or contract ourselves. So everything from the paper towel for the porta potties to the entire stage, the lighting, and the stanchions that hold the lines, right? Every single thing that is at the event, we have to think about, plan, and make sure it's there in a timely fashion. And on top of that, we have other things and agencies that we work with that have to make sure and ensure the security and safety and permitting and all of those things are prepared for the event. So it just takes a lot of planning. To put on a production like Curlfest, it takes probably over a year and crossing your T's and dotting your I's.
Is there a Curlfest for the youth? And what message would you send to girly girls and curly boys to help them love and appreciate their curls?
That's a good question. So Curlfest right now is actually a family event, so anybody can come. We actually encourage children to come. It brings a certain level of magic to the event when we see children and our youth there exploring it and feeling the love and seeing the representation in themselves along the event. I think all of us, the 5 of us, were young black women, young black girls once upon a time, so we know how important it is for young people to see themselves represented. So we encourage that. We are also working on quite a few things this year, and hopefully we'll have more events catered specifically to the youth. So we're working on that. I can't disclose it yet, but it's coming. And what was your last question?
What message would you send to curly girls and curly boys to help them love and appreciate their curls?
Okay. I think that the message I would send would be basically everything about you was created for a reason. So your hair grows out of your head that way because you were designed to be yourself and no other way. So I encourage you and everybody and your and children and adults. Sometimes we have to remind ourselves that as well, that we have to be as appreciate the design that was created for us, and that includes from our hair to our skin to our features, bless you, to everything about us, and that would be my message.
What's next on the horizon for Curly Girl Collective? Where will your next Curlfest take place?
The next Curlfest will be in New York on July 25th. The following Curlfest would be in Atlanta in September, and we're also working on a few international destinations as well. Bless you.
What advice would you give young black children that want to pursue a career in technology?
That's a good question. I think the advice I would give would be to start with what you like. I think that if you like math, if you like any kind of sciences, there are resources that you can use to help explore those things. I think that there are clubs like that promote STEM for youth, and I promote that as well, especially young persons of color. Is really, really important to have representation in there as well. So if you want to pursue technology, I encourage that 100%. I think that is where the future is going, And so I would say go for it.
You work really hard and put in really long hours. What do you do for fun?
Somehow I find time to have a little fun. I like to hang out with friends. I like to dance. I like to shop. I like to ride my bike. All sorts of things. I try to get out as much as possible to just have a little bit of freedom and fun with my friends and family.
Anything else you would like to add?
About what I like to do to have fun?
No.
Or just in general? I think that you two are really inspirational, and I really appreciate this opportunity here. You both will be on TV one day, and I hope to get an autograph, say I knew you, but I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you both at Curlfest this year. I think you will really enjoy it, and thank you.
Thank you so much for letting us interview you. So, don't forget to comment down below and subscribe.
And don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. And don't forget to go to Curlfest.
And guys, don't forget, it's Women's History Month. Be sure to celebrate the wonderful women in your life. Goodbye!